Let's talk about Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This is her most recent release and this was my book club's October pick. And I've already read it. I'm well ahead of the game. So this is a small town romance with a touch of magical realism in there in the form of ghosts. So perfect for October, definitely a great read for October. And I am a huge fan of magical realism. I thought it was done really well in this book. So in this book we've got our female main character Collins, who has returned home to Sweetwater Peak because she's going through some things. She's struggling, but she doesn't really want to let her family know that, so she's kind of acting like everything's okay, but it's not really. Then we've got Brady, who has recently moved to Sweetwater Peak for a fresh start, and he's basically agreed to let Collins stay in the other half of his apartment with him whilst she's back home, and she's agreed to like work for him in his upholstery shop whilst she's there. So that's kind of the two main characters and how they know each other. I really liked the pacing of it. I thought it was great. I just liked the way it was written. I liked the flow of it. I liked the magical realism elements, the ghosty vibes. I really enjoyed that. Read it in one sitting. It was great. The only thing I will say was that I felt a little bit of a disconnect between the characters and me. So for example, we knew that Collins had returned home. We knew she was struggling. She wasn't doing photography anymore. She was feeling lost. We knew she was struggling, and also it was kind of like she kept saying that she doesn't like going back home. She doesn't like going back home. Like she's always on the move. She doesn't like staying in this small town, and she doesn't feel good enough. But why? Like we didn't really get told why, like until like maybe towards the end, and even then it wasn't really. I didn't really get it. For me, it's really difficult to root for someone when you don't really know why they're struggling. You don't know what's really going on with them. And kind of the same with Brady, really. We knew he moved to Sweetwater Peak for a fresh start, but why? We found out eventually, but again, it was kind of like, well, I found it hard to kind of root for them throughout the first 60% of the book because I didn't really feel like I knew enough about them. It felt quite surface level for the connection between me as the reader and them as the characters, if that makes sense. That was my only kind of critique of it, really. However, one thing I will say, I love that Lila Sage writes spice that's not cringer. Like, sometimes spicy scenes can make me cringe a lot, but Lila Sage seems to manage to not make me cringe, so that's great. Overall, I liked it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought the writing was great. The pacing was great. So yeah, really good. I rated it 3.75 stars. I will say though, Collins' twin sister Clark was my favourite character, and I'm so excited to continue with the series because I'm sure Clark is going to get her own book. So I'm very excited for that because she was my favourite character throughout. So yeah, let me know what you thought if you've read it. Let me know what your thoughts are.